Many modular kitchens, in fact, come with a countertop that doesn't have any pre-drilled holes, allowing you to choose the placement of appliances directly on it. But in this case, how can you make a perfect hole without making any mistakes? In this video, we'll look at exactly that, and of course, we'll also show how to complete the installation of the sink. First, we transfer the line of the side wall of the cabinet onto the countertop using a square, or, as in this case, a rigid measuring stick, and mark it with a pencil. We do the same thing on the opposite side as well. Next, we carefully measure the exact distance from the very first starting point to the end of the countertop, and then accurately transfer that specific measurement over to the back edge. Now we carefully apply the masking tape well beyond the two marked points, so that we can clearly have the full projection of the side part right on the countertop surface. Since we marked the second point on the other side using the same logic for the distance from the wall, we place a second piece of masking tape. Now, if we don't have a technical drawing that specifies the space needed for the cut to install the sink, we measure from one end to the other of the sink's mounting points. In this case, we can see that we have 45 centimeters. Of course, we also take the measurement from the other side. Basically, we need to cut a square into the countertop. However, since we want to align the edge of the sink with that of the cooktop that is already installed, we take the measurement from the edge of the cooktop to the end of the countertop and transfer it to the area designated for the sink, marking 2 points on the sides with a pencil. Next, we apply masking tape outside the marks. Now we have outlined the front edge of the sink. At this point, we measure the distance between the two inner edges of the side tapes. We find the center, and from there we center the 45 centimeters that we need to cut, making a mark at both ends and marking 2 points on each side. In this way, we obtain the exact point for the side cut, which we define by moving the masking tape. We check that the distance between the two inner ends of the tape matches the measurement of the cut we need. In our case, of course, it's 45 centimeters. Now we measure the distance between the edge of the sink and its front mounting points. We transfer the measurement by making 2 marks on the sides of the tape's edge towards the inside, so we can move the tape back to the exact point of the cut. After moving the tape, we measure 45 centimeters from the edge towards the back of the countertop. And once we've made 2 marks on both sides, we can place the last piece of tape to outline the final side. If we've done it correctly, the distance between the back tape and the wall should be the same. Now we drill the 4 corners of the outline perimeter to allow the jigsaw blade to pass through, and then we cut along the entire marked perimeter of the countertop. After removing it, we check the quality of the cut by testing the sink. It fits perfectly, so all that's left is to insert the fixing clips into the designated slots and apply the sealing gasket along the perimeter. If desired, and to ensure better protection against water infiltration, you can apply silicone along the entire perimeter. After inserting it, tighten the fixing clips to pull it firmly against the countertop. Now let's move on to installing the mixer tap. After screwing in the flexible hoses and inserting the anchoring screws, we place it in position and from underneath, where the gasket is inserted first, followed by the shaped metal bracket, we screw the fixing nuts all the way in. We connect the flexible hoses to the water valves. Remember that they are equipped with a gasket, so nothing else is needed, and we turn on the water to check for leaks. Now let's proceed by attaching the overflow fitting to the side of the sink. We insert the drain, placing 1 gasket underneath and 1 on top, and screw it in tightly. Next, we proceed to connect the overflow pipe, and then, once that is done, making sure to carefully seat and position the gaskets correctly, we finish putting together the rest of the drain assembly. It should be noted that in many cases the piping provided with the sink may not be sufficient to connect the drain to the wall. Therefore, it is necessary to have additional fittings or to purchase them as needed. Finally, we check for leaks.